Okay, now it's no secret that more sophisticated cyber attacks are becoming ever more present, and CGI Australia has recently begun working with Microsoft Defender, ensuring Australian utilities, manufacturing, government and financial service clients can adapt to the cybersecurity landscape and proactively protect themselves and repel modern threats. Tang is the Vice President of CGI Cybersecurity and Digital Services Australia. He's here to talk to us about the cybersecurity challenges facing many organisations. Welcome to the program.
Good morning, Mike.
Now, Yang, what are some of the most common cybersecurity vulnerabilities that businesses have, and how can they mitigate those risks? I feel like it's something day to day people don't always check on and fill the leaks.
Yeah, indeed. Different organizations have got different threats, obviously. And then if you're in the IT side of things, and as well as the OT, which is operational technology, you've got different vulnerabilities. For example, in IT, you've got the risk of data exfiltration from hackers and threat vectors. From an OT perspective, you've got a threat of disruption. So the likes of DDoS, denial of service, and as well as ransomware can be a real threat for OT environments. So unpatched systems, for example, legacy systems that sit somewhere in a corner, or as well as in an OT environment, have got real risks there. So, and the major problem is there is a real risk of disruption, and that will impact on our day-to-day lives as well. So, the approach is, first of all, you would need to understand your risk posture, IT or OT. Understand where you're aligned with, what kind of frameworks. For example, in the energy side of things, you've got the AES-CSF, which is the AEMO framework, or as well as the more prevalent ISO 27001 or NIST frameworks. So through that, you need to understand how to get there, how to remediate the gaps, and also make sure that the risk is being reduced through those frameworks.
Yeah, 100%. So can you tell us a little bit more about your recently deployed cloud security platform and how it's working to defend against a lot of the things that you've just talked to me about there?
Yeah, so CGI and Microsoft have joined forces and combined together to fight cybercrime, and so following reducing risk for our clients. So we do have a SOC that is 24/7 and onshore, keeping to data sovereignty, and as well as combined with the Microsoft Sentinel and as well as the Defender IoT platform. And that is a non-intrusive and non-disruptive platform that analyzes the traffic that goes in and out of the OT and as well as IT environment. And through that analysis of the traffic, it brings out anomalies that we should be aware of or should be false positives. So that is a very innovative platform, and it's basically it gives us an extra level of protection in the OT environment.
Fantastic. Yang, I understand your company has a presence in Australia and abroad as well. I wanted to know what the key differences you see from country to country when it comes from cyber defense. We're all obviously very different, but we're all obviously online as well.
Yes. The biggest factor is geopolitics, as everyone would be aware that, Ukraine is under attack, not only from a physical side of things, but also from a cyber side of things, where Ukrainian banks are being DDoSed by the aggressor. So we need to be aware and across all landscape and across all threat factors. So geopolitics play a main part. So that's from a NATO perspective. From an AUKUS perspective, where Australia is in alliance with US and as well as UK. And we are also at risk of, obviously, a foreign aggressor cyber attacking our infrastructure. So we need to be aware of that as well. So depending on your geopolitics alliance, it will change your threat posture in its whole entirety.
Yeah, it's very interesting, and especially during today's the days as they are, as you mentioned, Ukraine there. But what about as our cities and countries, we get smarter, right? Technology becomes integrated into everything. How can public and private sectors come together to ensure a more reliable future with minimal disruption? You can control your lights with your smartphone and things like that. And these are applications that could be open to attack.
Yeah, absolutely. So as part of that, the collaboration between the public and private sectors, there needs to be an open platform, a shared platform. We can't be selfish with our data because of the great of the citizens of Australia, or for mankind for that matter. So in terms of cyber attacks and disruption of day-to-day lives, which is pretty much what the Internet of Things is all about. It's about, smart cities. It's about people walking and working and now going through our daily lives. And a cyber attack will disrupt our very being of living. So for private sector and public sector to come together and share data, it's actually going to change the fight against the threat vectors. So with that sharing of data, applying of AI and as well as machine learning, CGI also has a tool called the Sensor Insights 360, which brings all the data together, create very useful use cases, and these use cases can be used to to make meaningful decisions, right? In terms of, for example, physical security and as well as cybersecurity combining together to create a holistic, cyber plus physical security arsenal against the threat vectors. So that is also a way forward to minimize disruption in a smart city environment.
Absolutely. And I wanted to thank you so much for coming on the program and talking about these incredible insights. And there's clearly a lot going on and a lot to unpack, but thanks for your time.
No worries.